Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you all? I hope you all are fine with the grace of Almighty Allah. Today, activity 13.3.1.2, 13.3.12 Packet Tracer configure WPA2 Enterprise WPA2 Enterprise Wireless LAN on the Wireless LAN controller. In our last activity, what we did it, so we configure the WPA2 Wireless LAN on the wireless LAN controller, and in this activity we are going to configure the wireless LAN controller, and it must be authenticated. All the user must be authenticated from the Radius server. Okay, so let's jump to the practical now. In this activity you will configure a new wireless LAN on the wireless LAN controller. So this is our wireless LAN controller. Sorry. Including VLAN interface that it will use. So you will configure the wireless LAN to use a Radius server and WPA2 enterprise to authenticate the users. So you also configure the wireless LAN controller to use the SNMP server. Okay. So let me read all the objective. Configure a new wireless LAN interface on the wireless LAN controller. Yes, inshallah we will do, and we will configure the VLAN interface on the wireless LAN controller, and we will also configure a new wireless LAN on the wireless LAN controller, and we also configure a new scope on the wireless LAN controller internal DHCP server. Configure wireless LAN controller with SNMP setting. Configure the wireless LAN controller to user a Radius server wireless LAN controller. So configure wireless LAN to user a Radius server to authenticate the wireless LAN users. I think there is a mistake, to use a Radius server. So secure a wireless LAN with the WPA2 enterprise. Connect host to the new wireless LAN controller. So please make the correction here. It's a use. Okay. Now we can read the background scenario and you will see what is going on. So you have already configured the tested wireless LAN controller with existing wireless LAN. You configured WPA2 PSK for the wireless LAN because it was to be used in a smaller business. You have been asked to configure and test a wireless LAN controller topology that will be used in a large enterprise. You know the WPA2 PSK does not scale well and is not appropriate to use in an enterprise network. This new topology will use a Radius server and WPA2 enterprise to authenticate wireless LAN user. This allows administrator of the user account from a central location and provide enhanced security and transparency because each account has its own user and password. In addition, user activity is logged on the server. In this lab, you will create a new wireless LAN interface. Use the interface to create a new wireless LAN and secure that wireless LAN with WPA2 Enterprise. You will also configure the wireless LAN to use the Enterprise Radius server to authenticate user. In addition, you will configure wireless LAN to use SNMP server. So this is the background scenario. Let's go to the part 1. Create a new wireless LAN. To create, step number 1, create new VLAN interface. So we will create the new VLAN interface. Each VLAN requires a virtual interface on the wireless LAN controller. So these interfaces are known as dynamic interface. The virtual interface is assigned a VLAN ID, and traffic that use the interface will be tagged as a VLAN traffic. This is why connection between the APs, the wireless LAN controller, and the routers are our trunk port. For traffic for multiple VLANs to be transported through the network, traffic for the wireless LAN VLAN must be trunked. Open the browser from the desktop of the admin PC. Connect the IP address of the wireless LAN controller over the HTTP. So we will go to the admin PC. This one, just make it a little bit small. Okay, we will go to the admin PC and we need to connect the IP address of the wireless LAN controller over the HTTP. So here web browser, so what is the IP address of my wireless LAN controller? If you will see here, wireless LAN controller IP address. Okay, so what is the IP address of the wireless LAN controller? Go to the wireless LAN controller here. So this is the IP address. So just you need to take this IP, copy this one and try to access your wireless LAN controller. Okay, so wireless LAN controller we will access from our PC. Okay, go to the desktop browser and press go. Okay, now you cannot do it, just you need to press HTTPS. Okay, now this is the wireless LAN controller interface. You need to log in here, enter username and password. Okay, what is the username here? So the username is admin and password is also admin. So what is the username? Admin. Okay, so username is admin, sorry, ADMI admin. Password is Cisco 123, C capital Cisco 123. So press login. So once you will log in, you will get this interface. This interface I already explained in my previous activity. Okay, so if you are not familiar with this wireless LAN interface, please go and watch my previous activity and you will get the idea. Okay, so what is the next step here? Login admin Cisco 123. Click the controller menu and click interface. From the menu on the left, you will see the default virtual interface and management interface to which you are connected. So here we will go to the controller. Okay, so controller. Okay, if you will go to the controller, it will take some little bit time. Okay, so after the controller, so you will see here the interfaces. Okay, so if you will go here, you will see the interfaces. So interface, so you have two interfaces, management interface and virtual interface. So you have two interfaces. So these two interfaces are there. Okay, now click the new button. So there is also a new button. Let me make it. Okay, so click the new button here. So this is the one. So click the new button. Okay, so in the click the new button in the upper right corner of the page, you may need to scroll page to the right to see it. Okay, and enter the name of the interface WLAN 5. Okay, so we will copy this one and I will enter here VLAN 5. Okay, and configure the VLAN ID as a 5. So we'll just configure VLAN ID as a 5. Okay, and this is the VLAN that we carry for the WLAN that we create later. So click apply. This lead to configure screen for the VLAN interface. Just click on apply and okay. So first configure the interface to use the physical port number 1. Okay, physical port number 1. So you have, this is the physical information, port number 1. Okay, so we'll go and we will connect with physical port number 1. Okay, and multiple VLAN interfaces can use the same physical port because the physical interface are like dedicated trunk port. Okay, then okay, so port number 1, go down and here interface IP addresses. So here we need to address the interfaces as follows. So we need to type this IP addresses. Okay, so what are these IP addresses? 192.168.5.254. okay, and what is the subnet mask? Subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. okay, and the gateway is 5.1. okay, so I will just copy and paste it here and to 5.1. okay, so primary DHCP server. So primary DHCP server, so my router is my DHCP. okay, so I will enter the router IP address. So my primary DHCP server is my router Okay, so I configure, sorry, not I, because it's a pre-configured. DHCP scopes are pre-configured on router 1. Okay, so this is the router IP address. So our primary DHCP server is router 1. Okay, so what is our primary DHCP server? Router 1. So all the scopes are pre-configured on DHCP. So all the scopes are pre-configured on router. Okay, DHCP scopes are pre-configured. So use the traffic for the VLAN that use this VLAN interface be on 192.168.5.0/24. Default gateway is the address of the router. Router interface router 1. DHCP pool has been configured on the router. The addresses that we configure here for the DHCP tell the wireless LAN controller to forward all DHCP requests that it receives from the host on the wireless LAN to the DHCP server on the router. So click apply to intact your changes on and press OK. So we will, where is the, so we'll press apply. Okay, press OK. Okay, so that's done. Okay, now save the configuration. We need to save the configuration. Yeah, it's already saved. Apply and save. Okay, and we need to save the configuration. So this is the button, save the configuration. Okay, done. So we save the configuration, so that configuration will be in effect when the wireless LAN controller restart. Okay, so step number 2, configure the wireless LAN controller to use the radius server. So because now this wireless LAN controller, because in this topology what we are doing, so we are using a radius server to authenticate our user. Okay, it is, we have a different password for each user. So now we are going to configure a wireless LAN controller to use the radius server. So WPA2 enterprise use the external radius server to authenticate the wireless LAN user. Individual user account with unique username and password can be configured on the radius server. Okay, as we know, before the wireless LAN controller can use the services of the radius server, the wireless LAN controller must be configured with the server addresses. Click the security menu on the wireless LAN controller. So now we are going configuring wireless LAN controller. So okay, so to use the radius server. So how we can do it? Just make it a little bit big and let me adjust. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to click the security menu. So this is the security menu. Okay, click the security menu on the wireless LAN controller and click the new button and enter the IP address of the radius server in the server IP address field. Okay, so this is the radius server. Okay, this is the radius server authentication. Okay, radius server authentication. So what is the IP address of my radius server? Okay, here. So we need to select the radius server. Okay, so IP address of the radius server in the server IP address field. Okay, so this is the one. So we need to select here, not this one, as it will take some little bit time. Radius authentication IP address. So here, new button and enter the IP address of the radius. Okay, sorry, new button. So server index, IP address of the, so what is the IP address of the button and IP address of the radius server in the server IP address field. So what is the IP address of the radius server? So what is the IP address of the radius server? This is the IP address of the radius server. Just copy this one. IP address of the radius server. Okay, and go back. So this is, you can see, this is my radius server IP address. Okay, now so now I'm here. So IP address of the radius server in the IP address field. So the radius server will be authenticated with the wireless LAN controller before it will allow the wireless LAN controller to access the user account information that is on the server. So they require a shared secret key value. So what is the shared secret key? Cisco 123. C capital Cisco 123. So it should be same. Cisco 123. Okay. CISCO Cisco 123. Okay, and next step is click apply. And note, it is not a good practice to reuse the password. This activity reuse password only to make the activity easier for you to complete and review it. So that's why we are doing. Now step number 3, create a new wireless LAN. Okay, create a new wireless LAN. So create a new wireless LAN. Use the newly created VLAN interface for the new wireless LAN. Click the wireless entry in the menu bar. Locate the drop down box in the upper right hand corner of the wireless LAN screen. It will say create new and go to create a new wireless LAN. Okay. So here what we need to do, click a wireless LAN entry in the menu bar. Wireless LAN entry. Okay, this is the wireless LAN entry in the menu bar. Okay, and create a new. Okay, it's already there, so we'll just click it on go, create a new, and click on go. So here the profile name. So the profile name, use this profile name floor to employee. So this is our profile name. Okay, this is my profile name, control V, and assign the SSID of SSID 5. Okay, so this is my SSID, so we'll use this SSID. Okay, so this is the SSID, and change the ID drop down to 5. Okay, so we will change to 5. So host will need to use this SSID to join the network. When you are done, click apply to accept your setting. Okay, so the ID is arbitrary value that is used as a label for the wireless LAN. In this case, we configure it as a 5 to be consistent with the VLAN. For the wireless LAN, it could be any available value. So we will click on apply. Now the wireless LAN has been created. You can configure feature of the network. Click enable to make the wireless LAN function. It is a common mistake. You can see here. So we need to configure this one enable. So we need to enable it. Okay. So choose the VLAN interface that we used for the new wireless LAN. So wireless LAN controller will use this interface for the user traffic on the network. Click drop down box for the interface group and select the interface that we have created in step number 1. Okay, so here what we need to do, choose the VLAN interface. Okay, so we need to choose the VLAN interface that we used for the new. So here you can see you have different security. So we are not going to configure the triple, because we will configure this time a AAA, but it is a in the later stage. Okay, and advanced menu, we will also go for the other items but later on. So this is the wireless LAN. Okay, AP groups. So this is a default group, advanced. So go to the wireless LAN. Okay, now here choose the VLAN interface. Okay, that we used. So where is the VLAN interface? Let me go and find. So wireless LAN, click it here because it is taking some little bit time. SSID should be enabled. Okay, and here interfaces. Okay, interface wireless LAN 5. Okay, so then go down and apply. So here I think we don't need to change anything. Yeah, wireless LAN, and click drop down box group interface group and select the interface that we have created in step number 1. Okay, interface group 1. Okay, so that's fine, it is done. Now go to the advanced tab. This is the advanced tab. Okay, and here flex connect setting, we need to make it enable this one, and flex connect local authentication we need to enable. Okay, these two options, and click apply. So these two settings we need to enable. Done. Okay. Then configure the wireless LAN security. Okay, so wireless LAN security. So instead of WPA2 PSK, we will configure the new wireless LAN to use the WPA2 enterprise. Click wireless LAN ID of the newly created wireless LAN. Okay, so here we will go to the security, wireless LAN, go to the wireless LAN. So this is our ID, wireless LAN ID. Okay, and then click the security tab. So this is the security tab, we are already there. And in the security tab, under the layer 2 tab, select WPA2 layer 2. Okay, layer 2 tab. Okay, so WPA2. So which one we need to select? WPA, WPA2, WPA plus WPA2. Okay, and from the drop down box, under the WPA plus WPA2 parameter, enable WPA2 policy. So WPA2 policy, we need to enable this one. Okay, and then we also need to enable 802.1x under the authentication key management. We need to also enable this one. This tell the wireless controller to use the 802.1x protocol to authenticate the user externally, and click AAA server. Okay, to open the drop down box next to the server, and in the authentication server column, select the server that we configure in step number 2. Okay, authentication, here the server, this is my server because this one we have already configured. Okay, this is they are using authentication. Okay, and after that, click apply button. Okay, and done. Just it will take some time. Apply to intact the configuration, and after that we need to configure the DHCP scope and SNMP. Now we need to configure the DHCP scope. So this wireless LAN controller offer its own internal DHCP server. Okay, and Cisco recommend that the wireless LAN DHCP server cannot be used for the high volume DHCP services, such as that required by the large user wireless LAN. However, in the smaller network, the DHCP server can be used to provide IP addresses to the APs that are connected to the wired management network. In this step, we will configure DHCP scope on the wireless LAN controller and use its addresses in lightweight access point. Okay, so here we will configure the DHCP services. Okay, and DHCP service just to assign the IP addresses to the network devices. Okay, so these access points. Okay, and how we can do it? So this first step is, should we connect to the wireless GUI from the admin PC? Okay, click the controller. Okay, this is the controller, and click the interfaces. Okay, this is the interface, and then internal DHCP server. What is the interface that are present? What are the okay, first we need to answer this one. What interfaces are present? So you have WLAN 5 management, and you have virtual interfaces. These are the three interfaces are present there. Okay, and the next step is click the management interface, and what interfaces? Okay, that is done. So click the management interface, record the IP address information here. So here IP address, subnet mask, primary DHCP server, we need to just record this one. Let me copy, and I will take notepad just for as a reference. Just 1 minute, notepad. Okay, and we just need to record its IP address information here. Okay, what is IP address? Okay, so the IP address is this one. This is the IP address. Okay, I don't need to. Okay, this is the IP address 2 dot. This is the IP address. Okay, sorry, the management. I'm talking about the management. Okay, this is the one because we need to manage our access point. Okay, so we need to create the scope in this range. Okay, so 5 dot 200. Sorry, it it is not going to be copied. I don't know. Let me 200.254. Okay, I will change by myself. Okay, 200.254. So this is 200.254, and this is the net mask, and default gateway is 200.1, 200.1. okay, and the primary DHCP server is also, so this is our primary, so default gateway is the same, and the primary DHCP server, leave it as it is, we will see later. So we want the wireless LAN controller to use its own DHCP server to provide addresses to the devices on the wireless management network, such as lightweight access point. For this reason, enter the IP addresses of the wireless LAN management interface as a primary DHCP server addresses. Click apply, click OK to acknowledge any warning message of the message that appear. Okay, so here we will go to the internal DHCP server and click DHCP scope. Okay, and create a DHCP scope. To create the DHCP, click new. Okay, DHCP scope. So we need to create, click it here, new. Okay, and scope name. So what should be the scope name? So here DHCP, click DHCP scope, new, and scope is wired management. Okay, wired management. Okay, so this is wired management. Okay, this is the scope name. So you will configure DHCP scope to provide access to the wired infrastructure network that connect the admin PC, wireless LAN controller 1, and lightweight access point 1. So create, apply, wired management. Okay, so this is the scope, wired management. Okay, so click apply. Okay, click the new scope in the DHCP scope table to configure the addresses information for the scope. Enter the following information. So here in the wired management, if you will see here, see we have configured this one. Okay, now we will add the pool. Okay, in the wired management. So the pool, start pool is 200.40. okay, we will take this one as it is because this is our start IP, and sorry, and this is the start IP, and this is the end IP address in this pool. Okay, control V. So how many? 240, 249, around 9 devices can easily accommodate in this range. Okay, so 9 devices you can assign the IP addresses and you can manage, and they will get the IP. 9 devices can easily get the IP addresses in this range. Okay, so the net mask is 255 default 255.255.255.0. okay, and then so network, and here net mask, sorry, this is a network and pool, control X. Here we need to use the net mask. Okay, and default router, keep, I think we don't need to enter anything. So provide the value of the network, net mask, and default router from the primary information gathered in step number 1. So this is the network, this is the network, the step number 1. Okay, and net mask and default gateway. So this is the one, net mask and default gateway. This is the default gateway. Okay, and default router for the information you gather in step number 1. C, click apply to activate the configuration and save the configuration. Okay, apply and save the configuration. Okay, so that's fine. And if you will see here, the internal DHCP server will now provide the addresses to LAP1 after brief delay. When lightweight access point 1 has its IP address, the cap web tunnel will be established, and lab 1 will be able to provide the access to the floor to employ SSID 5. So wireless LAN, if you move the mouse over the LAP1 in the topology, you should see the IP addresses, the status of the cap web tunnel, and the wireless LAN that LAP1 is providing. Okay. Now if you will move this one, and here if you will see here, and the IP address range, okay, so far it is not getting, so maybe we need to do fast forward. Okay, and we apply the setting, we save the configuration. Are you sure you want to save? Yes, we save the configuration. Okay, successfully saved. Okay, now done. Okay, so this is the one we will see later. Okay, what other step we need to do it? Configure SNMP. Click the management menu in the wireless LAN controller GUI and expand the entry of the SNMP in the left hand menu. Okay, so here we will go to the this one, and we need to management. Okay, so this is management tab. Okay, and here SNMP, click here SNMP. Okay, and SNMP tab. So then we need to go for the wireless LAN SNMP. Okay, trap, community traps. Okay, these are the community traps. So PC wireless app profile, sorry, here tap receive and tap receivers. Okay, tap receives, click it here, tap receive. Okay, and click on the new button. Here community string. So what should be the community string? So you need to enter this community string. Okay, Control C and enter this community string. Okay, and IP address. So what is the IP address of our SNMP server? 172.16, sorry, 31.1.254. Okay, and status is enabled and IPsec no need. Okay, then apply. Okay, part 3, connect the host to the network and configure the host to connect the enterprise network. So in Packet Tracer PC wireless client app, you must configure wireless LAN profile in order to attach the WPA2 enterprise. Okay, so click the wireless host and open the wireless LAN setting. Okay, so we will go to the PC wireless host. Okay, PC wireless. Okay, then profile and click new. Go to the profile, click new. Okay, so enter the name. Okay, profile new to create the new, and just enter this one, the value WLC net net. Okay, WLC net. So you enter this one and highlight the wireless network name for the wireless LAN that we created earlier. Click advanced setup. Okay, infrastructure mode. Yes, we need the infrastructure mode. Click next. Wireless network name, sorry, wireless network name must be there. So this is the name, so you can enter the wireless network name. So what is the network name? Is SSID 5. Okay, so this is the name, just click it here. Okay, then click next, and security WPA2 enterprise. Okay, and click next, and here the login name and all the details. So the login name user1, sorry, user1, and the user1, and password is user pass, sorry, password is user pass. Okay, and click next. click next. Okay, and click save and connect to the configure has been connect. Return to the profile screen. If you will see here, it has been done. Okay, so here connect the network. So just click it here and connect the network. Okay, so once you will connect, you will see here, sorry, connect the network. Just select this one and connect the network. Okay, so security is. Now you can see here, now our wireless host is connected with our wireless access point. Okay, and you can see here we have verified the profile setting and we save all the thing. Now we can check and verify the setting here, and we will see what is the next step now. And here in the last step, so verify and profile the setting and click save. So select the wireless LAN net profile and click connect network. So we have done. Confirm that the wireless host has connected to the wireless LAN. Wireless host should receive the IP addresses from the DHCP server that is configured for the host on router 1. So the addresses will be 5.0, and we will see it has this desktop. It get the, so here we can go and check the IP configuration. You can see this is the IP which already configured in the router 1. So it is getting the IP from the router 1. You can see 5.0/24 network, and fast forward time speed. Now it is done, finished. Now what we need to do, so test the connectivity. So close the PC wireless app and open the command prompt and confirm the wireless host laptop to obtain the IP address, and we have done. We can see here, so just type here IP config, and you will see here the IP address is, this is the IP address. And what network should be addressed, so what is the network here should be there in, and we need to just explain this one. If you will see here, the address should be in the range of 192.168.5.0/24 network. If you will see here, the interface was configured to get its IP address from 192.168.5.1, and this is the router sub interface address for the VLAN 5. So DHCP is running on the router to provide addresses to the wireless host. You can see here, so this is our gateway. Now ping the default gateway of the switch 1 and radius server. So we will go and we will see what is the default gateway of our radius server. You can see this is our radius server, and we try to ping. Okay, first we can go to the switch 1. Okay, 100. So this is the IP, and here we will ping to our switch, paste this one and this one. So you need to do this one, and after that you also need to ping to the, you can see now it is working fine. Now we can also ping to the, radius server. Just write ping and type here, paste. Okay, now you can see, so we can also ping to the radius server. Okay, and you can see the percentage of completion here. Let me check the percentage of completion. You can see here percentage of completion is 100%, and now I think, so yeah, it is working fine, and the percentage of completion is 100%, and everything is fine. So that's all for today. So thanks for watching, and